Well, thank you. We'll now introduce Professor Prakash Punjabi, who is the editor of Perfusion Journal, and he will giving us, there we go, hello Prakash,
Hi.
an update now on the literature. So thank you very much.
Thank you, John. Thank you, both Anastasia and Polychronis, for inviting me. Many congratulations, first of all, for your 10th anniversary meeting. My apologies for not being there in person. But I was also listening to the talks, and I'm very pleased to hear the talks that were a little bit alluding to the sort of link that I was trying to facilitate, which is MeActis and minimal invasive MeActis and ECMO and ECLS. And we were recently at the EuroELSO meeting for the journal editorial board. And I thought I'll just share with you a little bit about what we are publishing and how perhaps MeActis can expand their horizon with the words like maximize your minimal invasiveness by using mini circuits, or maximize your life saving with MeActis circuits, etc. But and Justina gave a very good overview, and Justina has been a very important member of the EuroELSO, and she's also on the editorial board of the Perfusion Journal. So it was very heartening to see that. I'm also very, very happy to inform you that we've really increased in the number of submissions to a very high, remarkable number now. We get around 550 submissions a year, starting 10 years ago when we used to be in 50 and 60 per year. And we have a acceptance rate around 50 to 55%, as a rejection rate between 40 and 45%. We've improved quite a lot in terms of our acceptance, and we made a decision last year where we said that we have now a lot of manuscripts that are waiting publication online first, and whether we should increase the number of issues that we have from 8 to 12, or we increase the number of pages. And in consultation and discussion with various editorial board members, and in an attempt to improve the impact factor, we took a bold decision to increase the number of pages rather than the number of issues, because we felt that we can publish more in the same issue. So with the support of Sage as a publisher, we were able to take the page limit off, which we previously were limited to between 90, maximum 80 and 90 pages. And now we don't have a limit. We publish on an average 200 to 220 pages per issue, where previously we were publishing between 8 and 9 manuscripts. We now cross 20, on an average between 20 to 22. And what this does is it gets the online first into print much quicker. And the driver was we were having a large number of issues in the bank, and the publishing rate that we had was typical around 18 months. And clearly, if an author has submitted and it's been online first, he really wants to see it in print as well. And there are a couple of ways. As you know, we've increased from previously 6 to 8. We have a special issue with EuroELSO every year, which is number 9. And we also have a special issue on a topic that is selected by the editorial board, and that becomes number 10. So we are now publishing 8 regular issues, 1 EuroELSO special issue, and another topical special issue. So 10 issues a year, and there is no page limit per issue. Of course, for the special issues, it's a different page limit, because that depends on the number of manuscripts submitted or accepted. But in terms of regular, on an average, it's between 200 to 220 pages. So I think that's one very good positive point that I wanted to share. What I wanted to also show is we are seeing a resurgence in the distribution worldwide and between submissions and acceptance, and as it takes time often for the scientific content to be peer reviewed and improved in quality. But we are seeing an emergence of various countries that we had very little touch from before. And one of the reasons is the spread of the associate editors, which now is worldwide, and especially Zhao Tong, who deserves special mention from China, who has really encouraged. We have Mark Cruz, John Tomasian, um, Justina Swoll, and Philippe de Sommer, who are the other associate editor members. And then we have 4 members of the EuroELSO board on the EuroELSO editorial board. And it's really a remarkable team that is working tirelessly. And I have now got approval, hopefully, for another associate editor to support, because the work has to be distributed amongst all of us. We have specialty topic editors and editorial board members, the number of which is around 24. As you can see, we have dramatically reduced the time to first decision and final decision, just in an effort to improve anybody who wishes to submit and be the first journal in consideration, not just for scientific content, but also being able to turn around with a decision, hopefully an acceptance, but certainly not a guarantee. We then try to push the time and production, because again, it's not so much in terms of completion of the peer review process. What happens after the peer review process to get a online first publication is very important, because once the review process and the author corrections are accepted and the proof has been reviewed, we really want to make sure that we are seeing the online first. And you can see we've really worked very hard to get that down. And the idea is to get it down to 8 days, so that once it's completed the full process, but it's like 75% improvement over the years. As I told you, we jumped the page. So as you can see, there's more than doubling of the page for the issues. We are averaging 220, and this for the foreseeable future. We have been very grateful and pleased to report that SAGE is a very, very supportive publishing organization. And there are multiple discussions, and they are very supportive, and they will keep the flexible budget going for as long as we feel it necessary to use, without limit at all. And if I wanted to, I could even publish 250 pages, but there's a limit to sending a printed issue around to everyone, which risks becoming a book rather than a journal. But the idea is that we want to make sure that online first translates into print as soon as it is practical. And we are to the stage of 9 regular, including the EuroELSO, and 10th being the special topic editor. We are seeing an increase in the online usage, and it's not just because of COVID. We as a journal have maintained our online usage year on year. Now, the other important thing from a journal point of view that gives you an idea of, where is the important manuscripts and topics, and who are the authors who are writing the relevant. And that's where I like to evaluate quite a bit, because the idea is, what is it that people want to read more and again, and how we as a journal, how we as an author, how we can target better so that we can serve the community, and become submission and reader. So we want to try and be flowing with the direction. And that's the reason why I was wanting to sort of share this with Meactis, shared to suggest that maybe Meactis and EuroAlso, and you heard very well from Justina, who's really one of the top experts in the field, to try and see how we can form a synergy, how Meactis could look at perhaps having a session during the next EuroAlso so that it could form a part of the future. The future is AI, but the future is also a lot of it in combination with how you can reach out and amalgamate, not just mini invasive, because I think that is definitely on the move. But I think the big untapped potential is extracorporeal circuits, life support circuits, portable circuits, in the OR, in the ITU, and where Meactis could play a role. We have now a special person that either on discussion with me highlights manuscripts that we engage online in various platforms through the official Sage publication or perfusion pages, and idea is to share as much as possible. We this is a very important, and one of the reasons Sage is a non-profit trust organization is they take it at very heart. They are not a for-profit organization. There is no commitment to earn money. You just have to balance your books. But we need to follow, and quite rightly so, the principles of diversity, equity, and inclusion. I will just share quite a few other metrics. As you can see, we were a little bit disappointed that we actually reduced our impact factor. But we are hopeful. We've done a little bit of our internal calculations to try and see where we were and how we were. 2020, I think there was redefining of the denominators and the numerators, so almost everybody benefited, including us. I was hoping that we will stay around 1.5, but what we are seeing now is that we will have an increase, and for us, then it will be a much more stable increase. I'm just going to list a few of the cited top 10 articles. As you can see, ECMO in COVID, emergent cardiopulmonary bypass, inflammatory index, bivalirudin for anticoagulation, veno arterial ECMO with double pump. All these things are things where Meactis, ECLS, mini-invasive could be targeted to try and see how a synergy can be developed. So I think we have an opportunity here to be a little lateral to increase the usage and reach out for collaboration. As you can see, one of the other scores that is used is site score, which we keep on increasing year by year. And again, the internal discussion is that it probably be around 4 this year. We will be getting the new impact factor next month, and I'm very happy to share once I get that. But we are hoping that we will improve on our impact factor from last year, as all other indicators indicate that we are. Thank you. We are quite aggressive with Sage in marketing. There is various word by mouth, online, and libraries, and that increases the number of subscribers. We have various organizations. I think the attendance at the EuroAlso was one of the largest. and every one of them gets a QR code link and is signed up as a member for the Perfusion Journal. So we have, for authors and reviewers, many resources. We recognize reviewers on Publons, and everybody gets scored. And at the end of the year, we provide certificates, because if there is any way you want to prove your appraisal, then we have. As you can see, one of the other worries was, if we increase the number of issues, what will happen to advertising? And that was partly the reason why we said, let's go for page number increase. And you can see we maintain our online advertising, and we haven't seen a fall in our advertising revenue. These are some of the other papers where there were download citations. And again, if you go through the topics, ECLS training and simulation, I see that Miectis is running training and simulation in Auditorium B, which is again very important. But extracorporeal life support, extracorporeal membrane oxygenation as a generate trial, pharmacokinetics during ECMO, and all these things are influenced by the circuit. All these things are influenced by what goes into the circuit and what is the circuit. So why can't we think about a synergy where we can have a mutually beneficial collaboration that would improve the circuit and the contents, while improving the response and the safety of our support that we can provide to the ECMO patients. We have various suggestions, and we are, I think that's probably my last. So this was a PDF. Can I go back to the?
Yes.
I just did that. Thank you, John. I hope that gives a bit of a overview of what we have. We are at the current stage of the journal and what we are publishing, and how I feel Miectis can be considering collaborations that might be beneficial to various bodies. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity to be here.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, Prakash. And I think that's quite remarkable. The increase in your, or the reduction in your turnaround times, which of course is very, very important for authors. You know, submitting and getting these things accepted, rejected, or critiqued. Yeah.
So we were, yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much. First of all, we were one editor and two associate editors. We went from one editor to 3 to 4 to 5. So the workload, I am very grateful to the associate editors. I can't do, as you know very well, the chief editor may sound as though it's not him, it's the team. And, Justina is one of, and it's really remarkable how everybody, and none of us does this for any monetary reason at all. As you know, this is all passion, this is all literary, this is all driven educational, and the effort to spread the work, if you want to call, is ongoing. And hopefully I will improve the editorial board by another associate editor. That will be 5 to 6, and so we can even provide our service better. It's been 10 years since I took over. I remember very well my first trip during the Thessaloniki meeting, and I had just taken over, and Jan Belolavik and everybody was there, and I was chatting, and that's how we started. That's how I said, look, I've just joined and taken over this journal, but I have a sort of 18-month print delay, and I've got only 50 submissions per year. And it's your journey and my journey. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I think that really is tremendous, and we look forward, as you say, to the new impact factor, because I think clearly these are the parameters that are crucial. And as you say, that there's just being able to look at that 10-year progression is really a testimonial to your input, guidance, and the types of steps you've taken to facilitate this whole process. That's excellent.
Thank you.
Good. Well, thank you very much. I think that that closes it for this session. So thank you all very much.
Okay, wonderful.
Prakash.
Thank you once again. See you soon, hopefully. Thank you. Thanks. Bye.